Welcome to this full body practice focusing on balancing stability and mobility so that we can move with a feeling of grace and ease. So let's start by closing our eyes. Root down through your sit bones. And see if you can bring your rib cage right over the hip bones, and your shoulders over the rib cage, and your head so it's lined up so your ears are over your shoulders and your head is more in line with your spine. And then maybe do a slight tilt of your pelvis backwards in a posterior tilt, just a little teeny one, and a slight lift up from the back of your skull. On every inhale, feel your body fill up with air. On every exhale, let your body ground. And see if you can keep all your focus on your breath in this present moment, letting go of other thoughts you may have during the day. And if your focus wanders, then just gently bring it back to your breath. The breath is always an opportunity to check in and just notice how we're feeling. And the breath helps us to move with more strength and more expansion, more balance. Open your eyes and interlace your fingers with your elbows out to the side, shoulders relaxed. And we'll do a wrist wave. So starting with the right elbow, lift it up and then roll across to the left side. Bringing the heels of the hands together in the middle and then opening up through the wrist, lifting the wrist up so that you end up with this, it's more of a feeling than an exact movement. And now let's start from the left elbow and wave across to the left. And round your spine, press your arms forward, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Keep pressing outward as you lift up. Reach your tailbone down, draw the low ribs in, and reach your palms up toward the sky. And release your hands, let them float down. And rotate the shoulders open so the palms float up. And exhale slowly, expand as you lower. Come onto your hands and knees in tabletop and begin by gripping the mat with your fingers so there's energy in your arms. Bend your elbows, lift your tailbone up and your chest up for cow pose. And then keep this lift as you push your hands forward, straightening your arms. Bend the elbows again, round your spine for cat. And then push forward through your hands to rise up into cat. And just go back and forth a few more times, pulling back with your hands, bending the elbows and then straightening them in cow. And then bend the elbows again, push forward, rounding the spine in cat. So you get the feeling of moving the arms, sinking a little lower, finding your arch or the rounding of your back. And now keep your arms straight and continue with the same cat-cow movements. But notice how it feels different. Nice, come back to center. Float your right leg back, pushing into your big toe mound, lift up through your belly and float your leg up with the inner thighs rotating upward. And circle your ankle, both directions. Swing your right leg over to the left, crunching into your left side body. And pick your leg up and swing it all the way forward, as far as you can towards the front of your mat. And pick it up, swing it off to the side, and back and forward. And one more time. Swing it across, back to the side, and then bring it halfway out to the side. So halfway between all the way forward and all the way back. And just begin to move around here. Any kind of movement, just be creative. And step your foot forward by your hand. With your hand on the inside of your foot, open your knee out to the side, coming onto the outside edge of your foot, and then roll back into center. Just back and forth. And pick your leg up, swing it all the way behind you again. And stack your hip and parallel the hip. Spreading the toes, making the feet nice and active. And lower your knee down. Again, just take some time to move around. And pick your left leg up. Push down through your big toe mountain. Lift up through your belly. And stretch your heart forward. Pick your leg up, swing it over to the right. Crunching into the right side body. And pick your leg up, swing it all the way forward. And again, back out to the side and across. And back forward. It doesn't matter if your toes reach the top of your mat. Just see how far they'll go. And bring your leg out to the side. And again, move around. Pick your foot up, step it forward to the outside of your left hand and open your knee out to the side and just draw it in and out. And pick your leg up, swing it back behind you, and stack the hips, parallel the hips, back and forth. And lower your knee down, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. And balance on your heels. So you're lifting the front of the foot up, really drawing the toes actively towards your shins. So you feel the muscles around your lower legs engaging. And keeping the toes spread apart, lower the toes down, lift the heels up. Lower the heels down again. Again, lift the whole front of your foot. And see if you can walk your hands forward. Just maybe one step. Now, lower the ball out of the foot down, but keep your toes lifted. And see if you can walk forward a little bit more. So the hamstrings might limit you a little bit, but we're just kind of playing around, seeing where we're at. And lower the toes down and continue to walk forward into your down dog. Rotate the shoulders outward so the biceps move a little bit forward and the triceps move back. And bend your knees and try and reach your heels to the floor with your knees bent. And then you can start to push your thighs back, coming into this nice long stretch in your down dog. And lift up onto your toes, walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold. Bend your left knee, reach your right hand behind your back, open up, twist to the right. Then release your hand up toward the sky. You can reach your arm forward and back. And then maybe some big circles. Nice. Bring your right hand down, bend your right knee, bring your left hand behind your back, open up. And release your hand up. Then you can reach it forward and back, keeping the twist. And then do some full circles. Nice. Lower your hand down, come back into your forward fold, bend your knees. See if you can glue your rib cage to your thighs. And keep your knees bent, or you can maybe gradually start to straighten your legs a little bit. You can hold your elbows if you like. And let your head dangle towards the earth. You can do a little bit of rocking from side to side. Release your hands, press into your feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart, finding your Tadasana, mountain pose. So place a little soft bend into your knees. And just begin to tilt your pelvis back and forth, finding a nice grounding sense through your pelvis. And just like we stacked our rib cage and our shoulders and our head over our hips in the beginning, see if you can stack your knees over your ankles, your hips over your knees, rib cage over the hips, shoulders over the rib cage, and lengthen up through the back of your head with your head in line with your spine. On your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, expand outward as you lower. You can add the the heels lifting if you want as you reach your arms up. Then slowly lower down. And you could add the gaze if you want. Reach up and slowly lower down. One more time, reach up and come into your forward fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Grip the mat again as you hug in with your body. And you can keep your both legs down, or you could lift your right leg up and keep it lifted as you lower down. Lower your foot down, rise up, cobra, open up. Extend your heart forward as you lower down. Tuck your toes, lift back up into plank. Again, you can keep your both legs down, or you can lift the left leg up. Extend your toes back, slowly lower all the way down. Lower your foot, rise up, cobra, open up. Then roll toward your right side, back through center, and roll toward your left side. And just a couple more times, rolling back and forth. Nice, come back to center, lower down. Bring your hands back a little further. Rise up, cobra, one more time. And lower back down again, tuck your toes. Press up and back into down dog. And bend your knees, pivot your knees to the left, and see if you can stack your feet on top of each other. Press and grip into your right hand. Lift your ribs up and reach your arm up and over. Vasisthasana, side plank. And lower your hands down. Stretch back into your down dog. Pivot your knees to the right this time. Grip the mat with your hands. Push down into your left arm. Lift up through your ribs. Reach your right arm up and over. And back to your down dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up, reaching up through the inner thigh. Exhale, bend your knee to your chest, step your foot all the way forward. Coming into warrior one with the back heel down. Dig into your feet, square your hips as much as you can, tuck the tailbone a little bit, draw your shoulders back. And reach your arms up. Interlace your fingers and press your palms up and back as you drive your front knee forward and root down through the back heel. And release your arms out to the side, bringing them behind your back. Interlace your fingers again and reach back. Slowly shift your weight forward into the right leg and gently press off the left leg, floating the left leg up, coming into a warrior three. Nice, reach back through your toes, release your arms, warrior two. And reach back, reverse your warrior. Come back through warrior two, straighten your front leg, find your triangle. And reach the top arm forward, stepping up into revolved half moon. Lower your right hand down, bend your left knee, bring it to the outside of your right heel. Sit down in between your legs and twist to your right. Inhale back through center and twist to the left. Inhale back to center, twist to the right again. Then unwind, stepping into half moon, open up. Try and be light on your fingertips, strong in your legs. And maybe you could hover that bottom hand off the floor. Lower back down again and step back into your down dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Come high into your right toes, high into your left toes. And squeeze your knee into your chest. Keep your knee lifting as you step your foot forward. Coming into warrior one, rise up. Interlace your fingers, reach your palms up. Tailbone down. Reach your chest up, reach your arms back. Release your hands, bring your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers again. Try and bring that right hip forward a little bit if you can. Start to reach your hands away from your back as you step forward. Actually lean forward first, keeping the back heel down. And then release the back heel so you can float up into warrior three. Lightly step back, warrior two, separate your arms. And reach back, reverse your warrior. As you come forward, find your triangle, open up here. And reach the right hand forward, stepping into your left leg. Revolved half moon. Bend your knees, sink your hips down in between your heels and twist to your left. Inhale back to center and twist to the right. Inhale back to center, twist to the left. And we're going to untwist into half moon. Reaching your right leg up, your right arm up. Engage your glutes. And maybe you can float that bottom hand off the floor. Good, lower back down again. And step back into your down dog. Walk your feet forward. Lift and spread all your toes, keeping them spreading apart, lower down, press into the earth, inhale, rise all the way up. Then exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up as you pull the left knee up. Open up the hip, place your foot on your inner thigh for tree pose. From here, we'll come into half moon, lowering your right hand down, stacking your hips, open up. And step back into warrior two, spreading the arms out nice and wide. Reach back, reverse your warrior. And pivot on your feet so you come into crescent lunge facing the back of your mat. And bend your back knee, sink your knee down and lift up. And lower down and lift up. Lower down, lift up. One more time, lower down, lift up. Coming back into your warrior two. Then we're going to spin around, coming back into crescent lunge facing the front of your mat. Reach your hands forward and down, step back into your down dog. Walk your feet forward. And then press into the earth, rise up, finding your Tadasana, open up here. And take a moment to just pause. Notice how you're feeling. Tune into your breath. Open your eyes on your next inhale, sweep your right knee up. Squeeze your knee up toward the sky. Externally rotate your hip, place your foot on your inner thigh for tree pose. Then lower your left hand down, stretch your right leg back, open up, half moon. Reach back with your toes, coming into warrior two. Reach back, reverse your warrior. Pivot on your feet, coming into crescent lunge facing the back of your mat. And bend both knees, lowering the back knee to the ground and lift up. Do that 5 times. So lower down and lift and lower and lift. If you have knee pain, don't go as far, don't lower as far. One more. And come back up. Come back into your warrior two. Swing the back arm forward, coming back into crescent lunge. And back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Lift up and spread your toes. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to plank. Slowly lower all the way down. Rise up, cobra or up dog, your choice. Lift up and back into your down dog. And this time we'll go from our Vasisthasana side plank into wild thing. So you can bring your right hand in toward the center of the mat if you like. Bend your knees, pivot your knees to the left. Stack your feet, grip with your hand, lift up through your rib cage. And then maybe you lift the left leg up and step behind you, coming into wild thing. Open up. And come back into your down dog. Bring the left hand in a little bit, bend your knees, pivot your knees to the right. Grip with your left hand, lift your hips up, reach your arm up. Maybe reach your leg up and step it back for Wild Thing. Open up here. Nice, bring your hand down, coming back to your down dog. And then one knee at a time, just moving around here. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg up. Exhale, draw your knees to the nose and step your foot all the way forward, coming into pigeon. And shift your weight from side to side. Back toes can be tucked or pointed. And you can walk your hands forward. If you bring your elbows out to the side, you'll lower down a little bit more. Keep your legs active by pulling the right hip back a little bit, letting the left hip come forward, and squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Press your feet into the ground. And notice if you found a little more length just by doing that. Now you could stay here, or you could walk your hands over to the right, bringing your left elbow to the outer right knee. Bring your hands together in prayer. Good. Release your hands and step back into your down dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, hug knee to nose. Bring your knee all the way forward into pigeon. Maybe slide the back leg back a little bit. And you can lower down. But keep your legs active. And then you could activate your legs for a breath or two and then relax. So you're hugging in. And notice when you relax, you kind of spread out a little bit. Now you can stay here, or you could walk your hands back. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Bring your palms together. Finding a twisted pigeon. Keeping your legs nice and active. And release your arms. And lift your hips up and back into your down dog. Walk your feet forward, coming into your forward fold. And pointing your left toes, press the top of your toes onto the floor. And just think of trying to get a nice stretch through the toes, the front of the foot. And bring that foot forward, right foot back, tuck the toes. Press down to get a stretch. And come back to Uttanasana. Bend your knees, reach your arms up. Press your toes into the ground. And just notice you can shift your weight back into your heels. You could shift forward. There's really not a right or wrong way, but wrong way would be pain. See if you can tuck the tailbone underneath a little bit. And then pick your right foot up, cross your right ankle above the left knee, cactus your arms. And swing your right leg over to the left. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and reach. And then step your foot back into Warrior Two. Reach back, reverse your warrior, straighten your front leg and reach all the way forward, triangle. Good, sweep the top arm back as you bring the right knee down. Rise up into a low lunge. Bring your hands to your left knee and then shift your knee forward. Maybe slide the back leg back a little bit and then shift your leg back, coming into like a runner's lunge. And come forward again. Keeping the back leg active and shift back. You can continue doing that, or you could bring your hands down and shift your feet further apart from each other, coming into more of a split. But hug the legs in towards each other. Keep the legs pressing down into the ground and open your heart up. Maybe shift a little bit from side to side. Good. Slide your foot back, tuck your back toes, and step back into your down dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, step it all the way forward. Step your back foot forward, coming into Utkatasana chair pose. And sink your weight into your right foot, cross your left knee on top. Cactus your elbows, root your tailbone down, press the arms open. Then swing your left foot over to the right, find your little curtsy squat. Curtsy stretch. And then step back into warrior two. Nice, reach back, reverse your warrior. Come all the way forward into your triangle. And lower the left knee down and twist to your right. Come back to center, bring both hands to your right knee. And start to stretch your knee forward. And shift your hips back. Keep a little bend in your knee and come forward and back. You could keep doing this, or you could bring your fingers down, stretch your legs apart from each other, coming more into a split. Keep hugging in, open up through your heart. And make your way back into your down dog. And lower your knees to the floor. Press down through your feet, bring your hands back behind you and see if you can lift your knees up. Maybe find a little balance here. And lower your knees down, bring your left hand by your left hip and lift your hips up and forward, reaching your arm over and across. And lower your hips back down again, same thing other side. Pressing the hips forward, reach your arm back. And come on back down, tuck your toes, bring yourself into a squat. Bring the hands together, press the elbows out, lift your heart up. Then lower your hips to the floor, straighten your legs, flex your feet, lift up from your waist and bow over your legs. Your knees can be bent if you like. And take this time to give your feet a little massage. Maybe spread the toes apart. And slowly make your way onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest and circle your knees around. Reverse the direction of your circles. Part your knees and come on into happy baby, holding your feet, your ankles, or you could even hold the back of your thighs. Hug your knees into your elbows, just like we did in our squat. And notice this is kind of like a squat on your back. And release your feet, float your arms and legs up for dead bug pose. Begin to flex and point and circle your ankles, your wrists. And bend your knees with bringing your knees as wide as the mat. Let your knees rest in on each other. And cup your hands, covering your eyes for a little palming. So nothing is touching your eyelids. You're just sealing around the eyes and sinking into the darkness. And this will be our short savasana, just letting everything relax. You can start to straighten your legs, reach your arms over your head, pull your ribs down toward the ground. Then bend your knees and roll up to comfortable seats. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Hope that you feel powerful and strong with a feeling of grace and ease and freedom. I would love to hear your comments, share this with a friend, and hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.